Welcome everybody to the world according to Mr. Rule. My name is Mr. Rule. Welcome to another fantastic episode. I have another subject. Yes, another subject that has been brought to my attention and that has been in the news lately and recently. But one of my good buddies had reached out to me and we were talking about it, and it was something that him and a lot of his associates where he's at, have been building on a little bit. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Not going to dwell too much on it, but it really is an important topic to talk about. And I'm talking about Harriet Tubman and the $20 bill. Yes, Harriet Tubman and the $20 bill. What does that mean to us? What does that mean to you? Does it mean anything? Who cares? Do you care? Let's find out. Again, this is the views according to Mr. Rue and Mr. Rue only. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. This is my show. I want you to watch it, but if you don't, I understand. But definitely, I would love for you to watch it. Share. We're having fun here. It's entertainment. But again, something to think about. As we, us watching this show, being United States citizens or legal residents or wherever you are watching this show, there's a representation that we have to do a lot better being Americans, right? And so, whether you're black, black, white, Latino, Asian, Indian, wherever you are, you're living in this country in the United States, you are an American or a legal residence here, here on a privilege to be in this country. So we want to represent ourselves to the best that we can, and representing ourselves not, in every form of fashion, which includes our legal tender, meaning the dollar bill, the currency that we utilize that says, hey, this is the value to trade, barter, purchase things using this thing called money, currency in the United States. So why not represent us and represent us to the fullest and be factual about it? In today's year of 2016, there's a lot of things over these, over the last, hundreds and hundreds of years when our country was founded. A lot of things have happened since then, and one of the biggest things that comes to our mind is doing away with slavery and making everybody as equal, regardless of what culture, nationality, race you come from. So for this to be a very important time in our lives to put Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill is very important. She freed slaves. She risked her life to go back and free slaves, and she was one of the leading conductors on the Underground Railroad, if you don't know history in a nutshell. But she replaces Andrew Jackson, and Andrew Jackson, one of our presidents, a war hero, one of the elites, powerful men, in those days. But he was also a slave owner, and he was also one of the individuals who was responsible for deaths, hundreds of deaths towards our native Indian brothers and sisters out there in those days. So again, there's the good Harriet Tubman, but then there's also the bad with Andrew Jackson, if you want to look at it like that. But again, this is all part of our American history. So the question is, replacing Andrew Jackson on the front of the $20 bill and putting Harriet Tubman on the front, which is great, but you still have Andrew Jackson on the back. And one of the things that my buddy had said was, you're always going to have the good, which is, Harriet Tubman on the front, but you're always going to have the man, in this sense, Andrew Jackson, on the back, always on the back or right behind, making sure we don't mess up or F up of the blacks or anybody of color, right? So, it's a topic that we, want to explore. And again, we are a lot more deeper than just race and color. But again, the facts are still there. So what do you think about that? Is this something that really, really is important that we should care about? Because again, we have the $20 bill, we have the $5 bill, we go by. Do we pay attention to how we are, what it is that we have in our, who is on our, what we have in our pocket, but more importantly, who do we have on our pockets, in regards to money? So is it something that we truly care about? What about the idea that Harriet Tubman and Andrew Jackson on the back really, really being important to, to our future generations and representing us as a country outside of the United States? Even though I know our currency in comparison to other places, really doesn't compare value wise. But again, when people come into our country and they see this, how do we want to be represented, right? The money, the dollar amount, the $20, the $10, the $5, the $100 bill, and those people that we have on it are a reflection of who we are. So when do we as American citizens get to vote and choose who we would like on to represent us on our dollar bill? We don't, right? We don't have a say, right? Just like most of the time in voting, what votes really counts is we know it's the electoral vote, right? So does our vote really counts? But we do exercise our right to vote, right? To let our words and our voice be heard. But do we really get to choose or decide who we want to represent us? Not just in office, but on a dollar bill, right? On the $20 bill, on the $10 bill. Do we really get to choose that? I would like the opportunity of choosing that, because guess what? Our country is not just based upon one race, one nationality. It's based upon many people. We have Native Americans who've built this country, Native Indians. We have Asian Americans who've came over, Asian immigrants built this country. There were low income Irish immigrants who helped build this country. Which I know Andrew Jackson was. He was the son of a Scot and Irish immigrant, right? But again, he owned slaves. But again, it's not just about him. Number one, I just want to let you know, it's not just about him being white. Because y'all know me, when coming from Georgia, coming to Ventura County, being that's my home, I'm very colorblind. So that's not what I'm pointing out. The point is that what he represented, right? What he represented to this country. Not, the good, yes, he was one of our American presidents, but the bad, the slave owners, the deaths of many of Native American Indians, and how that plays a role, So how do we want to represent us? Why does he have to still be on the back of, Harriet Tubman? Why can't she share that by herself, or on the back have a collage of many people? As they do on some of the other dollar bills like Martin Luther King, Cesar Chavez, right? There's a lot of other people and other nationalities and cultures that have made this country. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be a black woman. Well, what about the black man? I know Martin Luther King is another one on the collage, but there's so many others out there from other races. And why can't we vote on that? Because the United States is a melting pot, and we need to represent ourselves from many nationalities, many ethnicities and cultures out there, and be able to say, hey, you know what? I would like to see this person on there. I would like to see this man, this woman on there, right? Because again, if we don't see it, how are we going to know? How are our kids going to know? How is the rest of the world going to know what it is we are and how we represent and be as one? We made a full decision to say we want this person or these group of people to represent us, because this is our national currency. So that's just a little something. What do y'all folks think? Is this a big deal? Is it not a big deal? I mean, I don't know. A lot of us, a lot of the young adults, may not be a big deal towards, because guess what? We go and purchase things anyway. Who regardless of who's on the bill, right? Us as older, adults do the same thing. So, but again, what's important to you? When does it become important? So again, this is the world according to Mr. Rule. These are just some things to think about. Is it important to you? Comment, please share. I love to hear from you. A little topic, a little little something to go, remember Arsenio Hall? I love y'all. It's time for me to go. Peace out. Send me an email. Love you. Peace.